Maple Grove fire officials think they know what sparked a 3-alarm fire at a business Monday evening. It happened at a printing company on Kilmer Lane. Reporter Sonia Goins has the latest on the investigation.
Crews were called to LSC Communications around 6 Monday night. Maple Grove fire officials say it was challenging putting out the fire because of heavy smoke. When Maple Grove firefighters arrived at the scene, they could see flames and heavy smoke billowing out of the building.
The initial reports said that they had a printing press on fire and they had significant flames coming off of that and that they were evacuating the building.
The building sprinkler system kept the fire from spreading throughout the large warehouse, but Maple Grove firefighters had a difficult time dealing with excessive smoke.
Because of the smoke, there were issues with ventilation and visibility.
Maple Grove Fire Chief Tim Bush says the company was doing maintenance work on a printing press, and that might have started the fire.
They were doing some maintenance work on that involved with a torch, and it sounds like something caught on fire.
There were people inside the building at the time of the fire, but thankfully everyone made it out safely. The business was back up and running the next day. In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
This was the 4th significant fire to occur in Maple Grove in the month of October. 2 of those fires were the result of arson. And there's some history to the Maple Grove printing plant where the latest fire happened. The book division of LSC Communications is the largest printer of books in the United States. Headquartered near Chicago, LSC also distributes magazines, catalogs, and office products. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 2 years ago and was purchased by a private equity firm. A Brooklyn Center man was among 2 drivers killed in a wrong-way crash Monday night in Fridley. According to the Minnesota State Patrol, 46-year-old Julian Griffin of Brooklyn Center was driving from University Avenue to the ramp to Interstate 694 East when he turned and began driving westbound in the eastbound lanes of traffic. Griffin's Ford Fusion collided head-on with an SUV, killing that driver, identified as 78-year-old Mary Ruzegger of Mounds View. The State Patrol says it's not known if alcohol was a factor in the crash. Both drivers were wearing their seatbelts. Brooklyn Center is a city in transition as it recovers from the death of Dante Wright while facing other challenges. As Delane Cleveland reports, one group is working to rebuild the city and is traveling to other parts of the country to get ideas.
The experience, particularly in Brooklyn Center, has not been an equitable one for our residents of color.
More than 32,000 people call Brooklyn Center home. And for some of those residents, they'll tell you that the city has had its fair share of challenges.
The door has not been wide open and welcome. People have landed here for various reasons, but they've not been welcome here.
Julie Burke is part of a 40-person cohort called Emerging BC, a group on a mission to help build a better Brooklyn Center.
How do you continue to attract what has become a more diverse population? And how do you make people who come here feel at home and want to stay? Because that's what makes a rich community, right?
To help answer those questions, the group recently took a trip to New York City for a learning experience centered around race and equity.
We looked at a lot of the different places where people were basically pushed out, and the word displacement was said a lot from our tour guide.
The group visited famous landmarks such as the Apollo Theater in Harlem, Central Park in Manhattan, and Ellis Island, the former gateway to America.
Somebody made the expression when we pulled up at Ellis Island, this isn't for our people, this isn't where our people's history is, because this isn't how we got here. And I carried that as I went through the entire journey.
One of the biggest takeaways of the 4-day trip is for the group to work toward building a culture of respect.
We're not going to always agree, but we should be able to have reasonable respect for one another.
To come together and have these serious conversations to get to a point where Emerging BC can bloom from that space.
In Brooklyn Center, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
In addition to New York, the Emerging Brooklyn Center group also plans to visit Flint, Michigan and New Orleans. The city of Crystal has a new place for residents to dispose of their organics.
As residents use the green bags to collect their organics, they can bring it here 24/7, and all they gotta simply do is just open it up. You'll see there's a whole bunch of organic trash carts right there. Place their organic material right into the cart, and then the hauler will take it from there.
Earlier this summer, the city worked with Hennepin County to establish this space at 4848 Douglas Drive near the community center. Residents have to register on Hennepin County's website, and then they'll use green bags to dispose of their organic waste.
One of the big reasons we're trying to expand organic recycling is not only because of Hennepin County rule change, but also because approximately 1/3 of all the trash, everything that goes into the trash, is organics.
Organics include items like fruit, vegetables, and meat remnants, and it also includes items like tissues, napkins, and pizza boxes. However, organics recycling does not include your pumpkins left over from Halloween. Those are considered yard waste. There are a few places where you can dispose of your pumpkins, like this drop-off spot in Brooklyn Park on Noble Avenue in Central Park. It's open until next Monday. The pumpkins will then help the city in other ways.
We compost them at our environmental area here at the City of Brooklyn Park, and then we use that finished compost, basically vitamin-enriched dirt, on various different city projects where we might need a little boost.
And over in the city of Plymouth, you can also dispose of pumpkins, gourds, and apples at the Plymouth Maintenance Facility until November 14th. From the mischievous cat to the ladybug taking the stage, residents in Plymouth captured some memorable sights. And that includes this moonrise taken by Larry Paulson at West Medicine Lake Park. That was the overall winner in the Picture Plymouth photo contest. We will leave you with more of the winning photos.